Good morning, everybody. My name is Cesar Barrantes, and today I'm going to read about planes, trains, and smartphones as part of the Personal Improvement Plan for English 5. So let's going to start. Planes, trains, and smartphones. Almost 30 years ago, I wrote a book called The Road Ahead about the transformative potential of the internet and other new digital technologies. Back then, I envisioned a world where online payments and e-government would change how we interact with money, services, and each other. Today, much of that has become a reality, in part due to the development of digital public infrastructure. In my recent travels around the world, I've seen up close how the PI is revolutionizing the way entire nations serve their people, respond to crises, and grow their economies. And at the Gates Foundation, we see it as an important part of our efforts to help save lives and fight poverty in poor countries. There are a few core components that constitute DPI, digital ID systems that securely prove you who you are, payment systems that move money instantly and cheaply, and data exchange platforms that allow different services to work together seamlessly. These systems and platforms are to the digital world what roads, bridges, and power lines are to the physical one, an underlying structure that connects people, data, and money online. A strong DPI can propel a country forward by making it easier for people to access essential services, participate in the formal economy, and improve their lives. On the flip side, DPI that is poorly implemented or simply not existent can slow a country's development and perpetuate inefficiencies and inequities. In the 21st century, digital public infrastructure is proving to be as important for progress as its brick and mortar predecessors, and the effects have been impressive around the world, wherever it's been embraced. Take India, where I spent time early this year. The country's digital ID system and the Aadhaar give every resident the ability to prove who they are, while its unified payments interface facilitates instant payment via mobile phone. Together, these programs have expanded access to financial services dramatically. The proportion of adults with digital bank accounts nearly doubled, reaching 78% in just 10 years, and women's account ownership tripled, which eliminated the gender gap in account ownership entirely. This is economic empowerment on a massive scale, unlocked by the country's rapid expansion of mobile networks over the past decade. Agriculture, the largest industry and source of work in most developing countries, is also benefiting from digital transformation. In Kenya, a national farmer registry with 6 million geotagged farmer locations sends out weekly text messages with crop and site-specific weather alerts. In Rwanda, a digital system for workers in the tea industry reduced the time between delivery of tea leaves and receipt of wages from 15 days to a maximum of 3. In healthcare, DPI is also shaking up service delivery and payment systems. Recent polio vaccination campaigns in Cote d'Ivoire and Mali use a digital approach to track vaccinator attendance, coupled with mobile money for instant payments. Over 99% of vaccinators were paid within a week, compared to months with previous paper-based systems. The efficiency and reliability were so compelling that almost all vaccinators now prefer digital payment. But this isn't just about being paid on time. It's about building trust in health systems so that life-saving vaccines can reach every child. When the COVID-19 pandemic hit, we saw the role DPI can play in crisis response. To Brazil rapidly developed A smartphone app and website linked to its national ID systems enabled 70 million people, 40% of whom previously lacked bank accounts, to register for and receive emergency aid. Developing a similar system from scratch in only 10 days, expanding social assistance coverage from 12,000 people to 1.8 million. The contrast was stark. In countries with offline systems, people were left in need, while those with robust digital ecosystems could deliver aid faster and more efficiently. For many families, DPI was the difference between poverty and putting food on the table. But digital public infrastructure isn't just valuable in times of crisis, it can vastly improve access to everyday government services too. Estonia, a pioneer in digital governance, launched its X-Road platform in 2001. Today, 99% of the country's public services are available online around the clock. As a result, filing taxes takes 3 to 5 minutes, while registering a business takes a mere 3 hours. That's because with the right investments, countries can use DPI to bypass outdated and inefficient systems, potentially accelerating the progress by more than a decade. In my climate, tech, and global health work, I have the privilege of meeting with leaders from many countries. Their excitement about DPI is palpable. That's because with the right investments, countries can use DPI to bypass outdated and inefficient systems, immediately adopt cutting-edge digital solutions, and leapfrog traditional development trajectories, potentially accelerating their progress by more than a decade. Countries without extensive branch banking can move straight to mobile banking, reaching far more people at a fraction of the cost. Similarly, digital ID systems can provide legal identity to millions who previously lacked official documentation, giving them access to a wide range of services, from buying a SIM card to opening a bank account to receiving social benefits like pensions. I have heard concerns about DPI. Here's how I think about them. Many people worry digital systems are a tool for government surveillance, but properly designed DPI includes safeguards against misuse and even enhanced privacy. A good digital ID system, for instance, lets people choose what personal information. It doesn't force anyone to participate. It offers tools they can opt into because of the many benefits. These systems also reduce the needs for physical document copies that can be lost or stolen, and even create audit trails that make it easy to detect and prevent unauthorized access. The goal is to empower people, not restrain them. Then there is the fear that DPI will disenfranchise vulnerable populations like rural communities, the elderly, or those with limited digital literacy. But when it's properly designed and thoughtfully implemented, DPI actually increases inclusion, like in India, where millions of previously unbanked people now have access to financial services, and where biometric exceptions or assisted enrollment exist for people with physical disabilities or not fixed address. Meanwhile, countries can use open source tools like Mosaic for digital identity and Mohaluk for payments to build DPI that fosters competition and promotes innovation locally. By providing a accommodated digital framework, they allow smaller companies and startups to build services without requiring them to create the underlying systems from scratch. Even more important, they empower countries to seek out services that address their own unique needs and challenges without forcing them to rely on proprietary systems. Digital public infrastructure is key to making progress on many of the issues we work on at the Gates Foundation, including protecting children from preventable diseases, strengthening healthcare systems, improving the lives and livelihoods of farmers, and empowering women to control their financial futures. That's why we are so committed to DPI and why we've committed 200 million over 5 years to supporting DPI initiatives around the world. With growing global consensus and proven solutions available, there is a unique opportunity to address these challenges now. The future is digital. Let's make sure it's a future that benefits everyone. Okay, that's it. It's important the digital public infrastructure in this country. Colombia is a huge country lived by inequalities. In this case, this topic spoken by Mr. Gates mm, is up to improvement of services through digital tools. I strongly agree with this idea because ineffective systems in this country remain stable and we need to go faster to reach progress for everybody. Thank you everybody for listening. See you soon.